Hello lovely, and thank you for dropping in to watch this video on challenging relationships. Now I'm sharing this right now because it's almost Christmas time, and I know for a fact that being around family members and maybe even certain friends can result in you feeling anxious, negative, like you can go into a spin. It might even cause arguments within the family, between you and loved ones. And Christmas is rife for this because we are surrounded by family and friends. And often we are surrounded by people that we might not choose to spend a lot of time with throughout the year. So I thought it was super important that I drop in and share this with you, because this was something that I used to struggle with for a long time, was being surrounded by certain people, and whether they were negative or they did things or they had a certain opinion about things, and it used to make me feel like a certain way, which is what I used to think that they make me feel. They make me angry, they make me so upset, they make me frustrated. And the more and more I've done this work over the years, the more I have managed to cultivate this power within myself to realize that nobody actually makes me feel that way. I actually make myself feel that way, and I can choose differently. So I can choose how I show up. I can choose how I present myself in those situations. I choose how I want to feel. I choose who not to surround myself with. I choose to say no. I choose to do all those things, and as a result, it makes me so much happier, so much more present, and so much more peaceful, because I'm not being pulled by those people, by those energies, by negativity, by people that do things, not just at Christmas time, but any time throughout the year. So I want to share with you that if you're going into the festive season or any situation in your life where you're presented with certain people, certain situations that might trigger you. Now, maybe it's that they do something or don't do something that they should be doing given their title, whether it's a role of a parent or a grandparent or a brother or sister, or they just behave in a certain way and it really irritates you, then this is for you. If you feel like you're triggered, it ends up ruining the day or ruining the event because of what they do, then this is going to support you, because life can be so much easier even when those people are around. But there's two things, okay? And the first thing is a boundary, okay? You need to physically, in your mind, create that boundary. Now, you can do that by saying no. Maybe it's that you have to drive all the way to see Aunt Sally and she's not a very nice person and makes you feel shit about yourself. Maybe that's it. Maybe you say no to Aunt Sally this year and you just powerfully own that and be like, I'm not going to come this year. You don't need to profusely apologize for it. It's just like, it's a no. And you never know. Aunt Sally might be really grateful for that, but you can't just keep going through saying yes to everything, going to these situations where you're surrounded by these people or you're involved with a family member that you don't want to be involved with, but you're putting yourself in that situation. So if it is possible for you, which generally it is, to create that boundary, but say it's a Christmas dinner and you can't not go to Christmas dinner, okay? I get it. So this next step is going to really, really support you. So the thing is, we will have people in our lives sometimes that we might not choose. We might not choose them like we choose our friends. And that person might do things or say things which can really irritate you. Oh, have you put some weight on? Oh, that one in particular freaking drives me mad, okay? What other people's opinion and what they say is not yours, okay? Whether it's that they don't do certain things for other family members, or they just are lazy, or they are super negative and they just rile you up the wrong way, and you can feel it inside and you're like, shut up, why do you even say that? And that's something that I used to do. I used to snap because I wouldn't be able to control or understand or know where it was coming from. And it can lead to so much anxiety around Christmas because you're dreading the event before it's even here. You get yourself all worked up about it, and then the event goes just as you thought it would because you've worked yourself up into a state about it. So the next thing to remember, and it is 2 words, okay? Not mine. Not mine. When you're presented with a situation, obviously practice presence and make sure that you're fully there and your head's not away with thinking of all these other things, or 5 years ago what they did, or last week what they did, or you can't believe that they've not bought your present, or whatever it might be. So bring presence, and whenever they're talking, whatever's going on, if they say something to you, whatever is spoken out of somebody's mouth, that is not yours. Okay, that is not yours. So use the not mine technique. And you do this internally, it's never spoken, but you just pay attention to when someone's saying something, oh, not mine. Oh my God, that's so not mine. I don't need to take that on. And it allows you to powerfully stand there and practice the presence, but not engage energetically, whether it's in a conversation or on a phone call, whatever it might be. You don't need to engage. It's you practice the presence, bring attention to your breath, and then they're not mine. And if someone's saying something that is triggering you and you really want to say something back, pay attention to that. And if you can, write it down, because that's the opportunity for growth right there. That is where you can work on yourself, work on how it is that you're showing up, work on something inside of you that maybe isn't healed and maybe needs to be developed and grown and let go and released. But practice not mine. So saying the word no, enforcing a boundary, and not mine. Whatever somebody else says in this world, however someone else shows up, that is not yours, and they don't make you feel a certain way. Now, when someone first said that to me a number of years ago, I was like, well, of course they do, because that's how they show up. But it's like, oh no, hold on a second. I have control over my feelings and thoughts. Me, not the other person. They can't make me think a certain thing. They can't make me feel a certain way. They might trigger a response within me that makes me feel it, but they don't make me do it. I do that myself. And when you can powerfully own that, it's like light bulb. Oh, they don't make me feel like that. I'm feeling angry about something they said. Flip it back. I don't need to feel angry. Not mine. Again, use that not mine method over the Christmas period. And in any situation you're surrounded with by people that maybe trigger you, rub you up the wrong way, then use it, because it will 100% support you. So I hope you have a beautiful Christmas. Let me know if you have any questions or this supports you, how you go with using this, enforcing your boundaries, practicing that powerful presence, and the not mine method, because it's not yours and you don't need to carry it. A lot of people are walking through life with pain, or they've gone through things themselves and they're still speaking from that place. But if you are just watching this video, then that goes to show that you're prepared to work on yourself. You're prepared to recognize where you're triggered and you want to improve you. You can't ever change another person. And when you can accept that, that's where the power really lies, because it's like, oh, I'm never going to be able to change them, but what I can do, which is within my power and within my control, is change how I show up for it. Boundaries and the not mine method. So I hope you have a beautiful Christmas and this really supports you and you have a magical time, because choose that for you at this time of year. Bye for now.